My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system, which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com. 03480C3 8C33510. This is Cypress and San Bernardino Avenue in the city of Fontana, touching with directed light through what is the tent. Through what is laser light activity. It's impossible. These are demons stalking in traffic, crossing paths. All right, while the light source remains over my head. It's 11:08 a.m. And these are minions monitoring with communication devices. License 8LWK471. A1311A1. This is a demon that is indeed under the fake sun. That is a light source. 8DQG368. These are demons engaging in what is terrorism while they're engaged in interstate stalking with the entity, the state of California, the public entity, the state of California, and that's why I'm able to capture what is not possibly the sun nowhere in the city of Upland over the building of the Upper Public Library, as it is documented 7CUY964 for the duration of a day, by the way, which is also the conduct of that which is not possibly the sun, but nonetheless I'm showing you what is the entire possibility of that being the sun, and using down to the time of day analysis, and also relevant to what is time of year. And the light source at February 13, 2022, as I documented, while I'm on Route 66 after remaining at that KFC at the address of 1188 East Foothill Boulevard, and that is again after being present at 9:02 a.m. at the Stater Brothers at that same intersection of Foothill and Mountain, and that is distinct from being anywhere over the Upper Public Library on Euclid Avenue, moving north of Euclid Avenue. I am there and I remain there at the KFC, and then I get on the Route 66 bus that is going toward an entirely different direction. All right, and the light source, as I've already documented, remaining literally over me through the window on the bus, street for street and turn for turn, which is what you see at 11:09 a.m. And I'm also at the same time showing you not only the stalking movement with the light source, which is entirely demonic, and it is terrorism, while you're subject to surveillance by a government and a people who are demon possessed. This is entirely demonic while this pattern of conduct is underway. I'm reminding you about February 13, 2022 at 11:09 a.m. where I am on Route 66 at the Montclair Transit Center. That's where I am capturing the light source that maintains presence, and I'm also showing you that ongoing demonic pattern of conduct with directed light, Foothill Transit, on the Omnitrans buses, the people of the state who are maintaining presence around while this directed light conduct is centered around me, which is impossible light activity. This is demonic light activity that is achieving the criminal objective of monitoring with communication devices. And when you are doing so on behalf of a government, it is surveillance, and it's in violation of existing federal law, 39370K2. And so this is what I captured on video, and it is currently 11:14 a.m. currently at Randall and Sierra Avenue in the city of Fontana. And as you'll recall, let me be clear, by virtue of what is the maintenance of the light source over me while I am at the intersection of Juniper and San Bernardino Avenue, those are sirens of American Medical Response. That's the government acting directly, and it's the criminal facilitation for 39370K2 who is stalking in the path under the fake sun, all right, and using sirens to engage in that. All right, so I want to be clear, that is also a demonic effort to try to be a distraction. Like I said, while I am under what is the light source that's remaining over the bus, as you see in the video, as I capture at 11:09 a.m., which is pursuant to the same pattern of conduct that I have already shown, fully documented. But I am prosecuting an entity, and I'm showing to, again, there is no exception, there's no caveat, there's no outlier, there's no anomaly. It is a consistent pattern of conduct that I am documenting, that I'm capturing for your own eyes to see. And so I want to document, again, the Ontario Police Department, who are stalking in the path at the property of what is the Ontario Mills Mall, where the light source remains over me, and this is already captured in video. The plethora of video documentation where you can see the light source remains over me while I'm on Route 61 bus going either direction. But this morning at 10:48 a.m., the Ontario Police Department engaging in visibly being present. Remember, this demon-possessed government that is engaging in surveillance with a people are engaging in monitoring the documentation as well. And so this is an intentional act to engage in terrorism and harassment while you are aware of the fact that you are being documented and your criminal conduct, which is a violation of human rights. It's beyond constitutionally egregious. This is a whole other level. This is prosecution for what is terrorism. You are doing so intentionally. And at 10:48 a.m., you have what is Ontario Police, who are engaging in that monitoring terrorism and harassment with Omnitrans, represented by the driver of this vehicle, an African-American female. Her employee number is 3289. And she is monitoring with American Medical Response, who is sounding siren, this criminal facilitation. This is a third party, a demon-possessed one, that has directed light on the bus. The fake sun remains over the bus, all right? It's the same exact pattern of conduct, and it is pointing directly to that company and this employee who is in operation of this vehicle, monitoring and terrorizing an American citizen while law enforcement maintains presence in the path. Doing the same thing, by the way, at San Bernardino Avenue, and I want to say the nearest street being Calabash. You have law enforcement groups stalking at the train tracks to be present in alignment while the bus stops at the train tracks, and this is at 10:58 in the morning, while the fake sun is remaining over me, in no way coexisting with ever being present or somehow migrating from where it's at, or simultaneously at the same time being over the roof, over the property of the Upham Public Library, and then over me while I'm in transit to a different city. Okay, so this is the pattern of conduct, and this is speaking to that impossibility. That impossibility is the direct evidence for what is stalking, and stalking as an entity, and stalking for the criminal purpose of placing one under surveillance. 8 NIS 545, and that's a violation of Title 18, Section 2261A, subsections 1 and 2. And it's currently 11:17 a.m. arriving at what is the Fontana Metrolink train station. This is P.O.C. All right, this is Omnitrans bus number 2358 that I got on, driven by employee number 3289, getting off at what is 11:20 a.m. at the Fontana Metrolink train station. Fake sun right over my head as I get off of that bus. All right, it is license 1545806, and I also captured that image. This is an African American female with a red weave in her head, red wavy hair. It's a weave. License 1535540, Route 14, operation of a communication device under the fake sun. This is Omnitrans engaging in that state surveillance facilitation while they all have on their hazard lights at the Fontana Metrolink train station. That's bus number 1351. This is driven by an overweight Latina female. She's got a tattoo on her neck, right behind her left earlobe. And she is in operation of her communication device. The fake sun is right over me. All right, license plate. And I captured an image so you can see that. License 1420032. License 1590827. That's Omnitrans. This is 1420032 is Route 10. That is stationary at the Fontana Metrolink train station. And you have what is the small bus. Bus number 7306 is the number on it, parked in front of the bus stall for Route 67/312. And that's license 1590882. 1590882, I think. 1590827, excuse me. All right, and so you have what are minions that are in relevant position at a property. This happens to be the Fontana Metrolink train station, which is not in any way coexisting with being over the property or remaining for the duration of the day. That's the significance. That's the beauty. That is the insurmountable substance of what is documentation. The light source is present as a matter of documentation, moving over the property at 8:51 a.m., the Upham Public Library, and present while I am inside. As of yesterday, I documented at 5 p.m., but you're talking about what is video documentation, which you can also see, which I want to be clear, neither one is more significant than the other. It is both visible for you to witness with your own eyes, but I have the video of 4:43 p.m. as well. There is no time where the actual light source, if that was the sun, in other words, and that's what I'm referencing by the actual light source, because this is in every way
crumbling and destroying what are the lies, the false narratives that because it's myself as well, that have been told about whatever it is that concerns not only our government, but literally the environment around us. And so this is understanding the reality of what is demonic, what is of Satan. And this conduct, again, it's not just with regard to what is not the actual sun. And it is not the actual sun because we are told the exact opposite. What I'm capturing are literal impossibilities. Impossibility relative to what? Impossibility relative to what we have learned, what we have been told about what it is our environment, all right, and with regard to what is the sun. And so that's what is so phenomenal about documentation showing what is the maintenance of a light source, which you already know that's not the sun. Okay, point already proven. Prima facie case, in other words, for the ordinary target individual is thereby established. 7 PNP 565, where you are documenting what is present in the morning, and then you remain at one address all day, which is what I have done day in and day out for a term of years, by the way. And you are talking about what is the impossibility of that being the sun. It is to the exclusion of any other, you're not only any exclusion of any other county, exclusion of any other state that would have that light source over their sky space. Okay, so I'm in California, Southern California, by virtue of my documentation, 4:43 p.m. to 8:51 a.m. All right, you're talking about what is documentation of what is a light source that's supposed to be the sun. The state of Nevada in Las Vegas, there's no sun over them, by virtue of that documentation, because you're treating this as though this is supposedly the sun, and so then there's no fireworks, there's nothing to see here, people, right? If that's the case. But that's not what this documentation is showing. It's showing what are utter impossibilities with regard to what is supposed to be the sun, in direct conflict with what it is that we have been told about the environment. And upon becoming aware of this, upon being literally targeted by an environment, which is direct evidence with regard to the criminal activity that a government is engaging in, and it is also relevant to what is the condition of those engaging in that criminal activity that is focused on you, all manner of what is terrorism. This is demon possession, 214LB. This is the presence of Satan. 214LB, excuse me, is a handicap license plate. This is the presence of Satan itself through this engineered light, through this light source that remains over me. And this is speaking to what is the explanation for this ongoing literal impossibility, because you are talking about what is indeed the ongoing, unaddressed impossibility that exists in this country. How is it that you have a sun over the sky space? And I lived in Florida, okay? All right, I've been to Vegas already. I've been to Georgia. And let me be clear, sunny days. Light source right over you in the sky, right? Like that's a sun, and nobody questions what is a blatant impossibility. It is a supernatural occurrence. And while you are remaining inside of one property, I remain literally at one address all day long, with the exception where I'm showing you where it's remaining over me in the morning where I get up. All right, you're talking about at 630 North Fern now, at the Ontario Museum of History and Arts when I was sleeping there then. All right, over what is the state facilitating venue of the Sheriff's Department facilities when I'm kidnapped by the same entity. All right, you're talking about the entity engaging in, with the exception of that, I'm talking about when I go to a venue and I'm documenting literally the people of the state out in public, showing there is no exception. This is the government that's a stalker. This is the government that's present to the people. This is the government that are puppets of Satan. And this is speaking to that unprecedented criminal conduct. That which is necessitating federal law. All right. So like I said, you have what is the light source, this impossibility that's over in a different state. What is that that's over you? Because it's not the sun that's remaining over me at the Upland Public Library or the Ovid Family Community Library. That's impossible. That's not the same light source. All right, so you're talking about what is an ongoing impossibility. This impossibility is explained by what is the supernatural. You are understanding the presence of Satan, 5NJR438, a demon, who is engaging in what is the systematic maintenance of the elements of monitoring, demonstrating demon possession, which the people of the state have routinely engaged in, which is documented for your own eyes to see. All right, you're talking about what is this directed light conduct, what is this presence, this stalking presence by a group. This group is the people of the state of California under what is this light source that remains directly over you. That is also the demonstration of demon possession. Those under the fake sun are of those of that condition. All right. And how is it that you are seeing that? Because when the light source remains over me and those minions go their opposite direction, the light source doesn't remain over the bus of the Omnitrans. Bus 1351, license 1535540. That's how you know that. That bus is moving what is now north onto Sierra Avenue right now at 11:27 a.m. There's no light source remaining over that. All right. I'm going to show you where the light source is right now. And it's not over 280 North Lemon Apartments. as I captured on February 4th, 2022. Alrighty, I did capture video of that, 11:27 a.m. This is relevant to the video that I captured, the documentation. It's more than the video. The video is just for your eyes. Let me be clear, because Satan has nothing to say. There will be nothing legally relevant coming out of the face of the demon possessed, which is Satan. Let me be clear. 8BGP 940, when I prosecute, all right, and place every single last one of those demons in whatever facilities that are relevant to the criminal system that I remain subject to, and all the ways in which obstruction of justice has been underway. And so I'm referencing February 4th, 2022, and you're talking about what is the light source that remains over me while I'm in the city of Ontario at Ovid Family Community Library, where I was subject to what is criminal summoning by this entity that's placing me under surveillance, subject to what is harassment by the Ontario Police Department, who are already monitoring. And then you have what is facilitation while the city of Ontario summons them and engages in what is placing into writing, which is libel, all right, and waging false allegations, okay, with regard to what is defamatory, while you are engaging in sexually violent surveillance, all right? And that is literally how Satan conducts himself, by the way. I'm not only prosecuting, you're learning about the ways in which Satan acts. 8RHS 073. And so this is why I'm able to capture what is not the sun. That's over the 280 North Limit Apartments, right at the entrance of the Ovid Family Community Library on February 4th, 2022, where I'm documenting the Ontario Police Department. And remember, 11:26 a.m., which is that the timestamp of that video on February 4th. Not only is it there, you're talking about what else happened. Then I was taken by San Bernardino County upon their request. Oh, can we take you to? Oh, I want to see what resources that we have available for you. Okay, yeah, whatever. They're monitoring. And so you can drive me wherever you want. I'm going to document you, and that's exactly what I did. This is the government acting via San Bernardino County. This is the government acting via Ontario Police Department while the fake sun remains over my head. And as you'll recall, February 4, 2022, the fake sun is captured, remaining over my head while I'm in the vehicle and taken to what is then Mercy House at 435 South Bondview, where the fake sun remains 1:02 p.m., which also captured additional video documentation showing what is the impossibility of that light source being present because it's not the sun. All right, and let me be clear. The light source remains over me as I document continuously on that day. The impossibility. And where does the light source remain over me? It's not in alignment with the brick wall of the Fontana Lewis Library at 5 p.m. February 4, 2022, I take the bus, Omnitrans, on that same Euclid Avenue that I'm taking in the morning. While I'm in the vehicle, of license 4WON 432, Tracy Banks. In the morning, I take Euclid Avenue and I leave Mercy House. I heavily document at the intersection of Bondview/Allen and Hope Boulevard, and the light source is remaining over me there. And then it is remaining over me as I'm on the Route 61 bus, and then on the Route 83 bus, which I've also shown. This is after 3 o'clock in the afternoon. All right, and so you're talking about what is remembering not just that 11:27 a.m. video, which is not the sun. Everywhere that I went, I use the time of day because I'm breaking down into layman's terms, not only for those who are genuinely ignorant, but you're talking about what are demons, what is a government that is obtuse, all right, that is literally delusional with regard to what is a new day, all right? And so there is no room for any error. There's no room for any confusion. And like I said, there is no exception. And by virtue of my ability to capture this ongoing impossibility, because that's what it is, it's an impossibility with regard to that actually being the sun, it is the direct evidence of what is an ongoing system of surveillance, and it is incorporation of what is the supernatural. And by the way, that's also why there shall be no legal argument for anyone that is documented engaging in that P.O.C. where you're subject to that environment. All right, it is currently 11:36 a.m. and the light source remains over me as I walk north up Sierra Avenue in the city of Fontana after capturing that video and reminding you about my presence not only at the Ovid Family Community Library, where I'm subject to monitoring by the Ontario Police Department, who are present pursuant to criminal summoning, which is facilitation while the pattern of conduct is underway, as opposed to any legitimate grounds where criminal assertion of false allegations are waged and placed into writing, which is criminal defamation, libel. And by I'm referencing what is the safe facilitating venue, the Ovid Family Community Library, Sean Thrasher. And so I want to be clear The light source is also over me, as I showed on February 13, 2022, directly over my head at the Montclair Transit Center, where I also drew that same illustration. And this is impossible. That's not the sun. That's central over my head at the Montclair Transit train station, at the entrance area of the Ogle Family Community Library, and over me while I'm at the intersection, specifically at Sierra Avenue and Orange Way. All right, that's the pattern of conduct. All right, and then that's just one angle. That's only one vantage point of analysis. You're talking about duration for the entire day. I've already shown you what is the state's fake sun that's remaining, necessarily a fake sun. You can't even start with that's the actual sun, because there is no time of day, no time of year where the actual sun is going to be on the same street at 5 p.m., which is exactly what I'm also capturing while I'm at the Fontana Metrolink train station. The light source is captured 5 p.m. on February 13, 2022, in perfect alignment with me while I'm standing in the parking lot facing the brick wall on the property of the Fontana Lewis Library. All right, take a look at a map. That's less. I'm walking to the library right now. All right, it's not even a quarter of a mile. It's literally steps away. All right, so I want to be clear. It's 11:38 a.m. and this is P.O.C. All right, license 7SFP 936, 8WFX 899, 7KRN 807, 7JLN 8, we'll scratch that one, 8BJL 173, and this one is 7JLN 824. And it's 11:38 a.m. 7YPH 321, 8UHZ 960. 8EZP 408, 8SDD 295. Alrighty, and showing you what is that rapid movement of that which is also not the sun. All right, I'm showing you as I document all the many ways in which you are seeing what is the same. The presence of a light source that is not the sun. It is the presence of Satan. And in case you did not know, Satan is a heavy-duty stalker. All right, that's a word that we in the natural human beings have assigned a specific meaning, and the conduct of the demonic, the conduct of Satan itself with regard to what is that, an obsessive concern about you and everything, every detail of your life. This is the reality of what is seen. It is personified through the presence of this light source, and it is Satan itself, which is a spirit. And so I want to be clear, as I walk into the property of the Fontana Lewis Library, and by the property I mean because I'm already on the property on the sidewalk, I am at the bus, not the bus bench, but the bench on the in front of the entrance doors, and you see the light source that's not at this possibly the same location as where I'm standing at the brick wall. Capturing the video at 11:41, so you're talking about seconds later. I walk up the stairs of the Fontana Lewis Library. I'm standing at the bench that is where you see a third party sitting in relevant position. Everywhere that you are seeing light placed is intentional, okay? It's the same thing with regard to a parking spot, the availability or non-availability of a parking spot. This is ongoing concerted conduct by demons who are engaging in what is positioning in the reverse, all right, limiting it to, in other words, essentially leading, all right, to where it is that they want you to be positioned, and that's for that ongoing demonic conduct with light, and with regard to the demons who are patrolling or pacing around you on a ceaseless basis. So I just want to be clear, this is what I capture in a still image, and you see the light source that's directly over the roof of the Fontana Lewis Library. That is also not the sun that's going to be present. The object itself, the light source itself, visible from what is the grounds of the same property. That is very exclusive, and that is to the exclusion of everything that I've already documented at the Upland Public Library. Okay, so this is the logical question is, what the heck is that that's over the roof of the Upland Public Library at 4:43 p.m., at 1:02 p.m., at 2:22 p.m.? This is the, etc. Okay, you're talking about what is 10:05 a.m. I've documented a plethora of documentation with regard to the presence of this light source while I'm in the city of Upland, all right? And so, like I said, and not just the city of Upland, specific addresses speaking to what is the time of day and the ongoing incremental migration of that light source based on where it is that I'm moving, how I'm moving in a vehicle, or how I'm moving on foot, how I'm moving inside of a building. Okay. So anyway, it's currently 11:46 a.m. and you'll see that light source while I am standing on the in front of the bench, which is nearest the entrance doors of the Fontana Lewis Library in the city of Fontana. Nowhere near any Montclair Transit train station. Nowhere near any what is Upland Public Library, where I have already remain present. I'm already present there, remaining there for the duration of the day. The light source, and it's the same with the Ovid Family Community Library. It's the same with remaining at a property, and I am on modes of public transportation en route to, for example, and back from the Pomona Regional Transit Center. This is all manner of showing what is stalking with a light source. And so you do not get lost. You do not want, and it's by necessity, you cannot get lost in what is the trees. All right, you're showing, I'm showing what is an ongoing impossibility. I'm documenting, and you have to remember to always remain cognizant of the big picture. You step back and remember the big picture. All right, and so you're talking about everywhere that has already been published. It is also relevant to what is time of year, time of day. You're paying attention to what is this movement of this light source, and it is necessarily movement. And you're also understanding what is the big picture again. The actual sun is not some omnipresent light source that's present over everyone at the same time, everywhere you're moving, every incremental step movement that you're making. It's an impossibility, as I document it happening to me. So you're going to make, what's the bigger picture? Oh, is that happening to everyone else? No, it's not. And it's an impossibility. That is not even the very definition of the sun as we know it. The sun itself is always moving. It is not maintaining by virtue of that movement from one place to another. That is antithetical to the notion of being present everywhere at the same time, all the time. All right. Hence night and day, by the way. This is common sense. So anyway, it's currently 11:48 a.m. This is P.O.C. at the Fontana Metrolink. The Fontana Lewis Library. That's P.O.C. Alrighty, 11:55 a.m. Capturing the surveillance conduct by the people of the state. Stalking with activity as a walk up through the stairs. You see the minion with his back toward me. He's walking toward the stairs. He's coming up through the parking garage area. The minion, the overweight minion with a black hat on, the black t-shirt, and he's got on feeless sandals. He is engaging in what is crossing path. He's stalking with activity as he does so. Goes to open the door. The library is closed. So let me just break down what these minions are doing. He's crossing path. That's his objective. And his form is always going to the library. The library is not open. Knowledge or ignorance as to the hours of the library are irrelevant. But I'm speaking to what is the engagement of what is stalking in the path. And you also see what is the maintenance and perfect alignment with me, which is the Fontana Police Department. And the fake sun is directly over the venue. It's 11:55 a.m. This is the ongoing pattern of conduct by people who are engaging in surveillance with the state. That's the state acting directly with Fontana Police, who I'm just seeing visibly, all right? That's the white pickup truck. But I want to be clear, the entity is engaging in pattern of conduct remaining present on a constant basis, all right? This is P.O.C. at 11:56 a.m. Five RNS 915, 7NSZ 901. 4 KVS 642, 8 RST 437, 7 PSZ 347, 8 HOB 867, 7 NOT 524, 6 BET 710, 6 FGD 571, 6 WJN 584. It's 12:06 p.m. Let's see, 6 RPS 127, 6 VRR 070. 7CZC 862, license 6 DOT 891, 6H 37673, 8FRJ 450. And by the way, it's 4:56 p.m. And you have what is the remaining with the light source as I'm walking out, as I captured on video at 5 p.m. On February 13th. I'm sorry, not February 13th. I captured this at the Fontana Lewis Library approximately, that was February 13th, 2022. Let me get this license plate real quick. This is license 8JNH 869. So let me show you this. Alrighty, so I am standing behind the third party 8JNH 869. This is an African American thing. It's got dreads. I don't know if that's it's a demon, I know that. Whatever gender it is, it's sitting inside of the vehicle, and the light source is in alignment with me. And you see a minion getting inside of that vehicle, which is a means of, first of all, what is crossing a path. Demons are engaged in an ongoing creation of activity and presence in the path, and doing so through what is supposed to outwardly appear as though they're just engaging in ordinary, I'm just going to my car, oh, I'm just getting out of my car, I'm just arriving, parking in the parking lot, and doing it systematically pursuant to the rhythm of literally what you are doing. Well, as I'm documenting, I'm showing you it is what I am doing as I am doing it and where I am doing it. And that is also how you are understanding and prosecuting, because you're talking about what is the irrelevance, legally speaking, for the government that's engaging in monitoring and stalking, because that's exactly what it is. That's stalking by an entity. And that's also terrorism while an entity is stalking. 8 CSY 071. And you also have what is this phenomenon with regard to the documentation of this environment that's entirely impossible to naturally be occurring. And then you have what is that ongoing engagement of what are third parties who seek to outwardly conduct themselves as though they're doing something else. It is the absence of coincidence, all right? And so you're talking about what is the coexisting of an environment and literally psychopaths who are demon-possessed engage in hovering, stalking conduct. And it is currently 4:58 p.m. That is the audible activity of what is Metrolink and possible audible activity. I am in the parking lot of what is the Fontana Chamber of Commerce. I did continue walking after capturing those still images, and you're understanding what is that environment. That's called amplification. That's demonic, which you are listening to, and that's how you're understanding what is demonic activity. While a company, while any government actor or third party is engaging in what is that which is demonic, achieving what is surveillance, monitoring communication devices, it's prosecution for terrorism. 8YCF621 is crossing path while the fake sun is in perfect alignment with me, and you hear what is supposed to be the train activity of Metrolink, which you cannot. Not only are you not going to actually hear that, which by the way is something which is fully capable of being established in a court of law. You're talking about the impossibility of that environment, and you're also talking about what is the light source that's in direct alignment. So you're understanding what is demonic, what is the demonstration of demon possession, what is the direct correlation with regard to those who are in relevant position and their condition. It is occurring, in other words, because you are subject to that surveillance, and it is a demonic targeting system. 5XBT985, 7RWD064, 6JDY131. And it is 4:59 p.m. License YALEG07. And let me show you the demons of Amazon Prime. (91684H3). That's the license plate of Amazon Prime, and I did capture this demon-possessed commercial actor. Who is, again, all of those are facts that are relevant to what is prosecution for state surveillance, group stalking, all right, and what is terrorism. This is a demon that's driving a commercial vehicle engaging in that satanic targeting system. The fake sun is seen in that picture that I captured right now at 4:59, 5 p.m. on the dot, while Amazon Prime, amongst the rest of the third parties, Amazon Prime is the same entity, license 1597015, that's the Fontana Police Department, engaged in the same exact satanic conduct, 54350L2. And the fake sun remains in alignment with me at the intersection. I am at Arrow and Sierra Avenue, where I'm capturing those images of Amazon Prime. 7ZZH356, 8PZV843, 8HAL299, 6SQT014. And showing you what is the presence of that same exact environment. And this is how you're understanding, again, demonic activity has nothing to do with what is a company name. Demonic activity, while you're subject to surveillance, has everything to do with the ways in which those demons are engaging in targeting you. And it's relevant to what the government is doing on a massive basis. All right, and so it is the maintenance of presence in the path, the people of the state, not only identified through demons such as 8UKR419, group stalking on the side of the street, all right, and by maintaining presence in the path as I'm in a crosswalk. This is that systematic maintenance of the people in that specific environment. There is no time whatsoever where the actual sun is going to be present for the duration of the day. 11 o'clock in the morning, as I am arriving and capturing this video. But again, the documentation is I've isolated the P.O.C. to the Fontana Lewis Library, where I have spent a substantial amount of time during the day. And this documentation is speaking to literally from 10 a.m. until after 5 p.m. of documentation of what is the light source that is not possibly the sun. Okay, so 8Y39742, let me read that license plate. And that which I documented today in and of itself, again, upon my arrival in the 11 o'clock hour, that is distinct and impossible to coexist. The light source is remaining over the roof. And the roof of a building is exclusive sky space. All right, you can't see the sky space above the building that is south of the Upham Public Library. Okay, there's no window space over there. There's no ceiling with windows above it. It's very exclusive what I'm documenting inside of the Upham Public Library. It's the same with regard to the entrance area of the Ovid Family Community Library. That entrance area is diagonal to what is at Ontario Town Square, as you are facing essentially south west, all right? These are ways in which you are understanding the vantage point, the direction I'm facing, in addition to the time of day and the time of year, and then the maintenance of that light source over those venues as I have isolated the pattern of conduct to those venues. So I want to be clear, this is all speaking to a very specific pattern of conduct that, again, a commercial actor such as Amazon Prime directly engaging in. It is speaking to what is necessary for you to know. Companies that are engaging in demonic activity, you're engaging in demonic activity because you are a minion, you are demon possessed, and you're engaging in criminal conduct. You can, Amazon Prime could literally sell little statues of Satan if they want to, right? You can do that, that's fine. You're not able to engage in criminally placing another under surveillance in the United States of America, not with the laws that exist. And that's where Amazon Prime, any company, any owner, any employee is not in any way exercising any freedom of religion rights. They're doing so with law enforcement. This is unprecedented criminal conduct and terrorism while doing so. And that is literally the combination of facts as I'm documenting the license plate of the Fontana Police Department, the license plate of a third party representing the people of the state, the Amazon Prime, who are acting with the rest of the minions, including 8TJP834. All right, and so this is what remains relevant while you are listening to the audible activity, and that is a means of documenting a commercial actor, because you cannot actually hear Metrolink. And the ordinary target individual is going to use what they have at their disposal in order to document. And you're also understanding demonic activity, this and the asininity of it, okay? So you're talking about what is the presence of a train, for example, as I've shown so many hundreds of times with regard to the Ontario train station. Which, by the way, belongs to Amtrak. And so Amtrak is not running a passenger train, and it is certainly not doing on that train track. I mean, and it's not doing it pursuant to what I'm doing physically, that same demonic pattern. As I engage in movement, you hear train activity. And it is anywhere in the city of Ontario. That is the asininity, all right? That's asinine. Because there is a train does not equal you're going to hear a train everywhere you go. And that's exactly what the entity has engaged in. That's exactly what I've documented at locations where it is fully demonstrable with regard to the impossibility that you would ever hear that. And it is a demonstration of demon possession, by the way. It's a demonic environment. 7LZM114, it is achieving a criminal purpose. 6WJU596 is monitoring on a communication device while that audible activity is being created. Fontana PD, this is license plate 1603053. And license NSV8071 Texas, 6NEF882, 5PDN971, 7PWB013, CWL0296, F Fontana PD 1597015. All right, driving south on Sierra Avenue, 8MNC673, and that is Fontana PD. They are an agency in and of itself. It's the equivalent to identifying what is a company, if you will, but that's the state acting directly. And those are demons of that agency engaging in patrolling. And these demons are engaging in what is that criminal system, which is terrorism by virtue of their identity, demonstrating demon possession, engaging in what is interstate stalking, facilitating that criminal system with the people of the state, and doing so while they're monitoring the documentation. All right, it's currently 5:06 p.m. 7TIX279. License plates 6Y45674, 8GWW070, 8A23976, 7PNJ485, 7GMT645, 8FSF430. License 8ASD361, 7CTA270, 7SHM944, 8KBY736. All of them monitoring with Fontana Police. 8RUV271. Let me be clear, Fontana Police just engage in crossing paths visibly. These are demons who are engaged in hovering, stalking, maintaining presence in relevant position where I can and cannot see. Okay, and that's the reality of what demons are consumed with and what they are doing in what is an entirely demonic environment. You are witnessing that demonic environment audibly. You are witnessing it as I'm showing you what is the environment of what is not the sun, the light activity, the directed light conduct. That's the P.O.C. License 7YKK955. 8WGE641, 8TBE857, 8WEG387, 8FRG680, 6YDZ564, 4SSU135, 7WWR613, 7LTA306, 8UAY438, 6WVH328, 8TQR 855, 5KFP544, PKX0909, that's Texas. It's 5:08 p.m. WEG387, 7LUP218, Ramirez's Furniture, a license plate of this commercial vehicle, 69166K2, 8EMM253, 8WKD056, 8FEE847, 8YJY896, 42963R1, 6EZH121, 7AUD527, 8ZFL581. And remember, like I stated, and that's exactly why I stated, because this is the case, and that's the nature of engaging in what is criminal conduct, where a government's engaging in that, and doing it through a people. You're documenting on a ceaseless basis. This is the same terrorists who I'm identifying now, while I'm in the city of Fontana, who are stalking where it is that I sleep. Okay? Aiming directed light inside of the vehicle, keeping what is stationary directed light inside of the vehicle, pacing all around that vehicle while their shadows are being thrown in all manner of direction in order to touch. License 1535604. While they are stalking, that's bus 1350 Omnitrans. This is the same exact entity. You're talking about a ceaseless pattern of conduct. You're adding names to that ongoing prosecution as you are identifying actors on behalf of the government, day and night. All right? It is currently 5:09 p.m. License 6RTZ482, 6S25332, 6NLY249, 8NMM478, 7LUV050, 67309J3, that's Clear Cloud. License RLG-CG, AMJ546A, 7S92214, 1698383, 80228D3, 8EIY501, 93515R2, 6UTH080, 7XYH244. VFB945, 8F87430, 8W84559, 6EVX112, 5BNF791, 7JVK750, 4DOR496. Oh, sorry, 4DOR966, excuse me. 8YIW451, I believe. 8NUT897, 2457, 6E2. 8BZF575. And as you'll recall, as I documented, you're recognizing that ongoing pattern. The fake moon remains over me as I'm coming from the Fontana Lewis Library last week. In the city of Fontana, and I'm showing you the exact same pattern when I'm in Ontario, and this is the same pattern with regard to remaining present over my head, moving as I move, and this phenomenon of this fake moon is also present in the same sky space on the same street, central over my head, just like the fake sun is during the day. 8202951, that's USPS. 7MYA567, Omnitrans license 1545838, bus number 2359. LYFTD, and it's 5:12 p.m. BN4C35, I believe. Can't really see. Oh no, that's a paper plate. GYS, let's see. 8GYS874, 58451L2, 96474F1, 7PTB422, 8LKS371, 8VYJ263, 8RQD755, CB49K87 paper, ZANCLAN, BY4004, Arizona. Nevada 568N65. 9686. No, I can't really see that one. 5SCX277, 8SME467, 7MUV054. 8BVT770. 5SUP058. Let's see. 3WS. I can't really see that one. It's first one. It is, by the way, 5:14 p.m. License 8TPA334. (8N10893), 8XIU762, 8PGE817, 40432P2, 8KMP780, 8PSJ406, 8LXU440, 78KN007, 70784J2, 4NDY705, 23491U2, LME701, 8PXA221, 7KXN670, 8RYR951, 7HBD111, 7UYL260. It's 5:15 p.m. 8SEC277, 6WAJ419, 7W. I can't really see that one. You can scratch that one. I can't see that one. Fontana PD license 1452561 at San Bernardino Avenue and the Sierra at 5:29 p.m. Group Stalking and Traffic license 8XBZ904, license 6LAM354.
Stop requested. If possible, please use rear doors.
BM7AYJ678. This is the Los Niños shopping plaza where the IHOP is at 978 Sierra Avenue. The In-N-Out is monitoring as they were in Ontario last night as well. The Starbucks is monitoring. This is relevant positioning. License BM67P59. That's a paper plate.
329 on the right. Victorville Valley Transit and BV link
8HPR582. It is currently 5:30 p.m. 8JJH593, 6SWX049, CB23P89. That's a paper plate at Juniper and Sierra Avenue at 5:32 p.m. 70680T1, 8PDG329, 8GMV736, BF19M60, that's paper, 483168 8RNX192, AX27AR, that's a large or truck with no trailer on it, 8SLS771, MZCOMBS 7VGX160. I am at the red light on the Omnitrans bus, which again, Omnitrans is a venue in and of itself. And this is being driven by employee number 3675. And at Ontario Mills, you have what is the entity that is crossing path law on this means of public transportation, subject to ongoing surveillance with communication devices, demonic activity underway on this mode of transportation while that ceaseless pattern of conduct is underway. So I want to be clear, it's 5:54 p.m. This is P.O.C. at the Ontario Mills is where we're currently at. 8VQX871, 6LAV509, 5GXC359, 6:26 p.m. Getting off at Lemon and Hope Boulevard. Driven by employee 3675. All of the minions on surveillance cameras on this bus are monitoring, and I will remind you of that license plate.
And this is an African-American female who's driving the bus. This is bus number 1324, license plate 1370395. The 4X GT 471, 5ZJN 260, 6RDG 276, 7RQK 579, 7GPK 821, 8GEU 127, BN37C38, 7RSS 138, and it is 6:29 p.m. And those are the license plates. Listen to the government that they're monitoring, flying over in directed light, flying right over that minion. All right, all of those minions' license plates. They're at B&G Plaza inside of Andy's Burgers in relevant position. My shadow is surrounding me. I've already shown you this light activity, which also remains everywhere that I go. And that is literally the prosecution by the government that's providing ongoing evidence against its own minions. License CA65N47. That's called audible activity while the government is stalking, hovering over the B&G Plaza with an aircraft. That's called audible activity, relevant positioning, and doing so in that specifically maintained environment, the impossible light activity, the demonic environment. All right, while I'm reciting, literally identifying the concerted activity with the third parties who are surrounding. It's 6:30 p.m. Molesting, license plate 71506Z1. It is 6:30 p.m. at the B&G Plaza. They're on surveillance cameras entering in. That's literally a demon. That's a predator coming in order to cross path. They're stalking, and the objective is to touch with light while they are stalking and monitoring with communication devices. It is 6:30 p.m. 8JRU701. And you got another demon that comes to the parking lot as I start reading that license plate. And this is the Texas plate, GXR8480. And they are on surveillance cameras inside of the B&G Plaza at the Sharrows Liquor end of the plaza. 6:31 p.m. 6ZDU549, stalking in the parking lot of the Sharrows Liquor, monitoring with license 61182Y2, 7JBH182. This is a demon that touches with light. And let me be clear, their headlights are not the actual source of what is this directed light. Okay, common sense dictates, and this is already known, having also been a driver, and also this is what I'm showing you is what I'm speaking to, this directed light conduct, doing so under the form of what is driving, like it's your headlights. It's not your headlights. You'll have what is this touching with light by that third party whose license plate I recited. And they're doing so at the moment that I engage in what is new activity. So I am walking in a certain direction, and this is the close detail that, again, this is the demonic. These are not normal people. All right, and license 8GZN320. These are not normal people. This is the demon possessed, and that is speaking to what is at close attention to everything, including that which is inaudible, including that which you cannot see. All right, while they are engaging in that ongoing demonic activity, which is terrorism by a people, while they are stalking with activity on a constant, systematic basis. And this is what the government is doing as well. As you are listening to planes hover over me, helicopters, sirens, this is terrorism. They're stalking with activity. 5YTR629. And so you have this third party in the parking lot as I'm walking out on surveillance cameras at Sharrows Liquor, touching me with light. And then the demon with the Texas license plate, who I already cited, this demon is sitting in there with a flashlight on in its car. This is just another demon stalking in the path with light, okay? And he is pacing in and out on surveillance cameras of the Sharrows Liquor. Let me remind you of that Texas license plate, GXR8480. And as I get that license plate, you have another demon that comes behind touching, CB04N48. That's a sex offender. A fat, black-faced, demon-possessed stalker who is engaging in monitoring with communication devices, targeting another African-American woman with law enforcement, having nothing to do with Black Lives Matter. Okay? It is currently 6:35 p.m. This is P.O.C. License 8HLS 272 6BK X616. All right, these are all demons, and that's why they engage in that ongoing conduct with appearing in the path with light, and that's also why they're present while my shadow surrounds me in the environment. All right, this is demonic activity. Excuse me. This is demonic activity achieving criminal monitoring with communication devices. License 8VZV144, monitoring with the Ontario Fire Department, who crosses path at Sultana, briefly sounding sirens while doing so. It is 6:36 p.m. Does so while I'm getting in the vehicle. This is a means of maintaining activity, and those are literally demons engaging in lawlessness, psychopaths driving a fire truck. License 5GEC 886, I believe. License patrolling in relevant position while the vehicle that I'm in is in relevant position. So these are demons just driving through light. They're pacing. 5ZJN260. It's, let's see. I think I read that already. 8KID183. XWG119, 8ZJZ129, 8DDK492. You're listening to what is Stalking with Audible Activity, by the way. 8NXW203. It's 6:42 p.m. 98956N2 BM72M48 demons. So that's a paper plate. 8YMM803 8JUG553 7NMR625 8VOX602 8AMH693 8VGK201 4MAWEEA 5VWH994 BF94S50, that's a paper plate. And let me be clear, they're all documented the same as engaging in that sexual ambush in the parking lot, touching everywhere that I turn with light. Everywhere I'm documenting the same entity, the same sex offending entity. Okay? It is 6:45 p.m. 8LGX307 4PKD 507, I believe. 6:46 p.m. 7GOL935 8VRL660 7ZID528 58498P2 7ZCJ215 8XMD239 7L89613